Harry, can you please introduce yourself a little bit to me?
Okay, yes, my name's Harry. I'm from the States. I'm American. Yeah, I just recently moved to Istanbul in August, and September I started with Turkish Lab.
Uh-huh. In September? You started in September, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Probably a month after moving here or so.
Okay, perfect. What's your work, by the way?
I work. Do you have the room patrikhanesi?
Ah, okay. So you work in here.
Yeah, Istanbul.
Ah, super.
For
Since
this
when?
reason, August.
That explains a lot. Okay, that explains why it's super cool. Okay, since August.
Okay.
And do you
Çok
like it?
awesome. Osmanlı.
Evet. Do you like it in here?
Istanbul.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because
Yeah,
working here is also a different thing, I think, like coming in here as a tourist, but working here.
for sure. Yeah, I when I first visited Istanbul was last year. I fell in love with the city, and I was like, man, I would love to spend more time. You
That's so
know,
nice.
spend
That's so
more
nice.
time in the city.
Normally, where are you from?
America, from the States,
From the States? Where about?
Florida.
Florida? Okay. I for some reason I thought you were from Boston. I don't
I
know.
lived in Boston before. I'm from. My dad was in the Navy, so I'm from.
Ah, okay. That's
I
another
was
culture.
I was living in Boston before.
Ah,
I
okay.
lived there for a few years, so
I would also like to speak a little bit Turkish with you today, if you're okay with it. Okay? Tamam mı?
tamam.
Tamam, süper. O zaman hoş geldin.
Hoş bulduk.
Nasılsın?
İyiyim. Sen nasılsın?
Ben de iyiyim. Çok teşekkür ederim Harry. Sen nerelisin?
Amerikalıyım.
Süper. Amerika'nın neresindensin?
Floridalıyım.
Floridalısın.
Evet.
Florida.
Ama Amerika'da çok yer yaşıyordum.
Hı hı.
E,
Mesela?
ama mesela Boston'da
Hı
e,
hı.
ve South Carolina,
Hı
mesela
hı. Wow.
Maryland'da doğdum
Hı hı.
ve Virginia ve çok Hawaii.
Hawaii mi?
Evet,
İnanmıyorum. Çok
evet,
güzel. Wow.
evet.
Hawaii'de ne kadar yaşadın?
Aa, hmm, ne kadar, iki yıldır. Aa,
2 yıl. 2 yıl. Wow.
evet.
Süper. Hawaii nasıl bir yer?
Aa, aa, çoğudum. Aa,
Hı hı. Çocuktun?
evet, çocuktum
Hı hı.
Hawaii'da. Evet. Ve,
Süper. Şimdi
güzeldi. Tabii ki.
güzeldi. Hı hı. Şimdi neredesin?
Şimdi Balat'ta yaşıyorum. İstanbul'da yaşıyorum ve Balat'ta oturuyorum.
Aa, süper. Balat nasıl bir yer?
Aa, güzel yer. Bu yeri çok seviyorum. Çok, bence gerçekten İstanbul çok eski, çok tarihi yer.
Hı hı.
Aa, evet, mesela sokaklar çok, evet, daha muhafazakar, daha geleneksel
Hı hı.
sanıyorum. Ve bu yüzden bir yeri çok seviyorum.
Hı hı. Kesinlikle. Evet, Balat çok güzel, çok sevimli bir yer. Sana katılıyorum. Peki İstanbul'da ne yapıyorsun? Çalışıyor musun?
Evet, çalışıyorum. Rum
Süper.
Patrikhanesi'nde çalışıyorum. İngilizce ofiste e, çalışıyorum.
Hı hı. Ne zamandan beri çalışıyorsun?
Ağustos, e,
Hı hı. Ağustos,
evet,
Ağustos.
evet, vardım.
Hı hı. Peki İstanbul'da neler yapıyorsun? Ne aktiviteler yapıyorsun burada?
Sadece Türkçe. Türkçe'ye çalışıyorum. Çok öğrenmek istiyorum ama çok zor. Ama çok yer tabii ki var. İstanbul'da çok yer keşfediyorum.
Aa, süper.
Yeni e, yerleri keşfediyorum.
Harika.
Evet.
Favorin var mı?
Hmm. iyi soru. Kadıköy'ü seviyorum tabii ki.
Peki.
Evet, Anadolu yakası çok
Hı
güzel.
hı. Evet.
Aa, ve Balat, hmm,
Balat?
Balat, Karaköy,
Hı
aa,
hı.
Karaköy'e hmm, gittim.
Süper. Peki Harry, senin hobilerin neler?
Hobi, Yunanca ve Türkçe. Aa,
Aa, Yunanca biliyorsun.
evet ve
Süper.
evet,
Aha.
aa, Yunanca, Yunanca'yı çok seviyorum. Ve Türkçe şimdi öğreniyorum.
Aha.
Aa,
Çok farklı mı Yunanca ve Türkçe?
evet ama çok ortak kelime var.
Hı hı hı. Hı.
Yunanca'da
Karpuzi.
çok, evet evet mesela ve
Hı hı.
aa, ya, mesela harçlık, harçliki Yunanca'da ve
Aha.
çok evet Türkçeden Yunanca'da çok kelime var.
Aha, çok güzel. Çok Yunanca bence çok güzel bir dil gerçekten. Kulağa çok güzel geliyor. Çok güzel bir dil. Süper. Peki Yunanca nasıl öğrendin?
Aa, aa, Yunanca kursları
Ha, kursta
yaptım.
öğrendin.
Evet,
Aha.
Amerika'da ve Türkiye'den önce bir yıl Yunanistan'da e, yaşadım.
Yaşadım. Aha, ha, çok
Yaşadım.
güzel. Çok güzel.
Evet,
Nerede yaşadın Yunanistan'da?
Salonik'te.
Aa, harika.
Evet, güzel.
Çok çok kıskandım. Harika gerçekten. Süper. Peki başka dil öğrenmek istiyor musun Türkçeden sonra?
E, Anlamadım.
Türkçe, şimdi Türkçe biliyorsun, Yunanca biliyorsun, İngilizce
Aa,
biliyorsun. Başka dil biliyor musun?
yok, yok. Aa,
Peki öğrenmek istiyor musun?
evet, İspanyolca öğrendim.
Ha,
Ama
öğrendin.
öğrendim,
Aha.
öğrendim ama unuttum. Ama evet, Türkçeden sonra İspanyolca öğrenmek istiyorum.
Süper, süper.
İnşallah, inşallah.
İnşallah. Evet, bence yapabilirsin, yapabilirsin.
Bence
Peki,
Türkçe daha önemli.
evet, önce Türkçe, önce Türkçe.
Evet.
Son,
Türkçe,
sonra.
evet.
Süper. Peki hiç Türk dizileri izliyor musun? Diziler.
Yok, yok lazım. Ve,
Nasıl? İzlemiyor musun?
ama Türkçem çok kötü, bu yüzden
Hayır. Hayır, çok güzel konuşuyorsun.
yok. Yok.
Gerçekten hiç izlemedin mi?
Hiç, hiç. Ama istiyorum ama çok dizi var ve bu yüzden hangi dizi izlemek e, bilmiyorum.
Bilmiyorum. Hı
Bilmiyorum.
hı. Peki normalde ne tür diziler seviyorsun?
Aa, evet,
Roman.
Netflix, Netflix var ama genelde
Like dramatik mi?
tarihi,
Tarihi. Hı hı.
tarihi, evet dramatik, dramatik.
Süper. Sana tavsiye vereceğim. Sana tavsiye vereceğim. I'll give you some recommendations.
Oh, teşekkürler.
Did you
Çok
see a
kolay.
difference, by the way? Like before you took this course and after you took this course, because you're also in the country, like, did it make your life easier or?
Completely. Yes. Yeah. I feel like it's given me, the resources they provide are very helpful.
Mhm.
And it's given me a really solid base. And I like the videos. I like the explanations. Again, like it just gives me a good foundation, I guess, like philosophically and just grammatically. And it just, I understand, of course, there are many surprises. I imagine A2, B1, B2, but for the basics, it's been a really great foundation. So for
Yeah,
that reason,
well,
it's helped me.
about that, sorry, I interrupted you. But like when you said surprises, I think what I really like about Turkish is that actually we don't have a lot of surprises. You know, it's not like English, for example. We have, I don't know, read, read, read, fly,
Right.
flew, go, went. It changes completely. I'm like, what happened there? But in Turkish, as you have also probably realized that like it's very well constructed. So we don't really have a lot of surprises. That's something that I really like about Turkish.
Well, that's, it gives me hope.
Really, yeah, yeah. The don't lose your hope, okay? It's really practical. It's very well constructed. Like I really like that because I remember when I learned English, I would have to sit down and study for irregulars for days, you know?
Right.
But now that I'm thinking in Turkish, once you learn a suffix, you can directly adapt it to your life, right? You don't
Yes.
have to sit down and study, like try to memorize them. That's something that I really like, to be honest.
Yes.
That's a good advantage, I think. That's a very good side of it. And before Turkishle, did you try learning Turkish by yourself or was
I
it the first time?
I knew, I learned that I was coming here and I knew I wanted to learn Turkish. So I did like a couple months like with a tutor
Oh,
in that, but I felt like, yeah, I don't know. I felt like I really started to engage with the language on a deeper level when I first started with Turkish. I kind of,
mm-hmm,
I learned the alphabet. I learned very basic things. And then also just from the internet, like Turkish on YouTube, for example, uh,
mm-hmm.
there's an app called Language Transfer that I think is
Oh,
good
I've
for,
heard about that one. How did
yeah,
that one go?
I think it's great. I think it's great. The instructions in English, and I think that for people that want to learn the immediate grammar for any language, like I've heard
Mm-hmm.
the Greek one, and it's very good, and their Turkish one I think is helpful as well.
It's interesting. You didn't say Duolingo. Normally, that's everyone's favorite answer, but
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Duolingo, and
why? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Duolingo as well, but I would like to hear
um,
from you.
I don't know. Like for me, I like to understand. I want to know. Like for example, in Duolingo, it could give me a translation that says, like I drink milk, for example. But I
Yes.
want to understand the grammar. Like I want to.
Um,
Why is it says like içerim on Duolingo for the introduction, but I learned içiyorum. I kind of like, I don't know, learning the present continuous first for me
yeah.
makes more sense. And
Yeah.
kind of building I don't know. I like to learn more, I guess, systematically. And with
Mm-hmm.
Duolingo, they don't give explanations for grammar. And with language like Turkish, I really, yeah, I need to understand why this is the translation,
Definitely.
rather than
Definitely.
just,
You're right. It doesn't work for Turkish grammar. You're absolutely
right.
right about it. And sometimes it gives you weird sentences, like my camel drinks tea,
Yes.
something like that,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I gonna do with this sentence? That's the tricky part. Okay, so you tried the language transfer, Duolingo, anything, not Duolingo, sorry, anything else?
Just videos on YouTube. But,
Mm-hmm.
and I found Turkishle to be, I found them practical and useful. It's just,
Uh-huh. What's the reaction of people when you speak Turkish in here?
what do you mean in Turkey?
In Turkey, yeah.
I don't know. I think my accent's it's not very good, obviously. So I think that sometimes they don't understand me or they find it entertaining. But I will say Turkish people are also a source of encouragement because
That's good.
they, yeah, I think it's fun for them to meet an American who doesn't just resort to English, who embarrasses himself and tries to speak their language. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
But that's what we have to do, We have to put ourselves there. If we want to
yes,
improve, like that's how we can do it, basically.
yes.
And that's the best way. That's literally the best way. So, like, I really appreciate it, to be honest. What was your biggest challenge?
Just keeping up with vocabulary, I think, is
Hmm.
always hard. So trying to be disciplined and just like reviewing vocabulary that I've learned from the program or from the class time or from tea time. So even still, I have to go back and review the vocabulary and then staying organized. But the program is so well organized that it does a lot of the organization for me because it is, especially doing a 3 month sort of intensive program. It's a lot to take in at once, especially if I want to do, keep up with the week, we have the weekly goals. And so I'm like, okay, I want to finish all of these, but I don't know. So just trying to not only complete everything, but retain everything that I've learned. So that's probably just,
Yeah, it is. It is. It is very intensive. So you must be like really focused and motivated, I think.
uh,
Like
yeah,
otherwise I
I've
can
definitely felt burnt out at certain times. I'm like, oh, I can't do Turkish today. Like,
And how did you like once you feel burnt out, like how did you remotivated yourself?
honestly, the classes with Hilal, and then
Uh-huh.
I had three, I mean, including tea time, three with her, and then one tea time with Batulai. And I always came away from them, I don't know, very encouraged. And I was like, oh, my Turkish is, I really hit, I don't know if I feel like I hit a speed bump where like, I'm not progressing at the pace that I wished. After the class, I always left feeling a little more optimistic, I suppose. Um,
Yeah, that's what
and
happens
motivated,
most of the
right?
time.
But I don't
Uh-huh.
know, with language, I try not to find motivation. I try to just like be disciplined. I feel like being disciplined is better than waiting for a moment of inspiration. It's like, okay, basically, do I
Mm-hmm.
want to make the most of my time in Turkey? Do I want to actually learn this language? And I have
Mm-hmm.
to carve out a piece of my day to study Turkish on my own.
Yeah, what motivated you to join to the VIP programs?
It was like one night I was just reading about Turkish and I came across
Uh-huh.
Turkish. I don't remember how, but I started watching their videos. And John really gave a good pitch for the VIP program.
He's
And
good.
I knew that coming here, having not known any Turkish
Mm-hmm.
prior to the summer, I knew that I wanted to hit the ground running and really work hard so I could just at least feel decently comfortable in this completely new country and city.
And how about to someone who's just beginning to learn Turkish? What would you recommend them?
I'm figuring those out myself, the do's and don'ts. But I think that investing in a class is definitely helpful. Having a teacher to sort of walk you through. I mean, although they give great explanations in the videos in the program, it's always nice to review them with somebody. And I find with language learning, it's always helpful to find a safe space to practice the language rather than with people who you're not as comfortable around. And so
Mm-hmm.
finding, yeah, having a teacher who has the patience and is willing to correct you and allows you to sort of flesh out your thoughts is definitely something helpful.
How about right now? What are you doing for your Turkish?
I've been kind of slacking the past week or two, honestly, since finishing the program. I just try to review vocabulary every day, and that's what I've been doing. I think that, and then I do want to go back and review a lot of grammatical, just a lot of the grammar that I've learned.
I won't ask any other questions, but thank you so much, Harry. Like you speak really good. I'm really
Uh,
impressed. Really, I'm not kidding. Like you really speak very good, and you use like very difficult words, and I was really like gelenek and muhafazakar. I was like very surprised. Wow.
Hilal is a good teacher.
Yeah, I think yeah, both of you guys did a very good job. I can say that.
Güzel,
Really.
güzel öğretmen.
Yeah.
Bebetullah,
Gerçekten.
Bebetullah.
Mhm. Çok
Uh,
teşekkür ederim. Çok teşekkür ederim. I really appreciate like that you accepted this and answered all my questions. Çok memnun oldum by the way. It was a pleasure meeting you. I'm really happy that I met you. Okay? I'll see you later. I'll text you. I'll really text you the TV series by the way.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
So,
That's it.
hadi
Okay,
görüşürüz. Bye bye.
görüşürüz.